Adavus in Bharatanatyam, one of the very common doubt that I usually get in the comment sections and also from students is about how this variation is correct. I saw some other person do it in a certain way. Which one is correct? Which is more accurate? Or who is saying what wrong? All these questions about Bharatanatyam. So fundamentally, to understand Adavus are the basic units of movement. What qualifies as Adavus? We say Adavus are not just steps; these are like combination of steps, different variations of steps that are combined together, representing one idea. So when you talk about an Adavu like Natadavu, the Natadavu has a position like Anchita Padam. So the overall representation is how the Anchita Padam is being represented or how it is denoted, how it is performed, and the variations in that, how the different variations are improvised from one feet movement and subsequent hand gestures. So, variations in Adavus. There are a few people who teach multiple variations for one Adavu, which is also good. But ideally, when we focus on Adavus, it is not the number of steps that matter. So there are few students who have asked me like, how many steps are there in Tattadavu, and why we are seeing only 5 to 6 variations or such things. So what you need to understand is the variations in Adavus are not limited to one understanding where this has to be a certain way. If not, then it is wrong. Okay. So this being the bottom line, what we generally focus on in Adavus is the perfection. How it has to be done is more important than how many steps you do. So today we have around 13 to 14 Adavus that are very, very common. We also have subsets of Adavus, but generally the Dashabida Adavus, the 10 different types of Adavus are something that every dancer learns. So the variations in Adavus, which step qualifies as what, does not interfere on how it has to be done. So whenever a movement is done, what students should focus more on is to understand how it has to be done rather than what should be done. So everything lies in the technique and how important that has to be, physically pleasing will all come into place only when the technique is mastered, only when how it is done is mastered. So variations in Adavus have nothing to do with which is right or wrong, as long as the two main concepts, as we have discussed, the Anga Shuddham and the Tala Shuddham, these two are in place, then it does not necessarily have anything else to contribute to the art form.